All right, folks, good evening. I was being entertained by your comments there about the music. Sometimes I just like to get some music going to get you open, get you in inviting and to get started. I'm excited about being with you tonight. My name is Coach Micheal Burt. As you come on, if you would just mute yourself, I have given you the ability to communicate with me as we go through tonight. If you have questions for me, please put them in the chat. And Chris Odenol on my team is here tonight with you, Chris at coachburt.com. So as we get started tonight, then I'd be happy to answer any questions for you as we go. I like typically to present the concept to you, and then as we get toward the end, I'll take Q&A questions, anything that you really want to go through. This is a very big concept, and it is one of my favorite concepts. And actually, when I wrote this book about, I don't know, 8 to 10 years ago, I really had no idea that the book would even become more popular today than it was when I wrote the book, because actually when I wrote the book, social media was not really that big. We weren't on TikTok and Instagram and as much on Facebook and LinkedIn and Snapchat and all the things that were out there. So becoming a person of interest in today's world is actually very different than when I wrote the book. Like I said, 8 to 10 years ago, it was popular then. The book has become even more popular today. And lots of people have a desire to be a person of interest in the world. And I'm going to really explain why tonight. I think this is one of the biggest things you need to really lock into, because this will change everything for you. Okay. So we're going to go through a lot of things tonight. Let me first say thank you for committing. If you're watching this on Facebook Live, as I'm live streaming it to my personal page that is open to the public, thank you for joining us tonight on this concept. Thank you for being committed to learning a few days before Christmas. As you know, big time people are not seasonal. They don't typically use phrases like I'm in season or it's Christmas, so the world's slowing down, or we're not selling anything at this period of time. You would never hear a big time person use that vernacular. So number one, I want to thank you for showing up. Number two, if you're new to learning about me, my name is Coach Micheal Burt. A little bit about my background. I was a former championship women's basketball coach. But I was a deep disciple of Dr. Stephen Covey, who was a person of interest. He wrote the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And I was deep into the study of inner engineering. I was deep into the study of how to build competitive intelligence. I was deep into the study of people of interest. So from the time I was 18 years old till today, 45, I have been studying all kinds of people of interest. People that take nothing, turn it into something. I've been studying billionaires over the last month. Where did they come from? How many failures did they have? How did they create something? What problem do they solve in the world? And so the 7 ingredients I'm going to give you tonight really came from a deep, almost 30-year study of some of the best people in the world. And I have basically codified this into 7 ingredients. If you have a desire to do something big in the world, if you have a desire to become known, if you have a desire to matter, to count, to leave a legacy, to impact millions of people, then this is the right concept for you. And one of the things my company, Micheal Burt Enterprises, does is we coach people in the methodology of becoming people of interest. So we teach you the structure. We also help you with the execution of becoming a person of interest, which could include writing your own book or helping you write books, could include helping you become known and famous. It could be packaging your concepts. It could be helping you get clear in your message. So think we help people find, package, market, and monetize what makes them unique. I'm going to say that one more time if you're taking notes, because that's really a big part of what my life's work is. It's helping you find what makes you unique. Tonight, when I go through the ingredients, you're going to find that there are ingredients that you're very strong in and ingredients that you could need work in. We help you find that which makes you unique, which comes from your past. Your past helps me to build my future. All of your past experiences, past breakdowns, past breakthroughs, past mentor, past education. That's what makes you unique, right? And basically, I'm paying you for that past, because your past helps me build my future. Okay, just keep that in your mind as we go tonight. And as we go tonight, if you want us to help you find, package, promote, and monetize that message, just email chris@coachburt.com. And we typically do discovery. Then we basically get you into something that shows you the methodology. Then we get you into people who can help package you into becoming famous, which means known. It means renowned. It means celebrated. I think deep within all of us, we want to be known. It's so cool to be known, for people to know you for something, to believe in you for something, to celebrate you for something. And what they're celebrating is the fact that you have found your talent and you are utilizing that talent to solve a problem in the world. Imagine using your talent to solve millions of people's problems in the world. Imagine becoming known and affecting millions of people. And you can do that, man. You who are on this call tonight can do that. So I want to encourage you, stay all the way to the end. I'm going to go about 45 minutes tonight. I'm going to give you everything I got, just like I always do. I'm going to pour my heart and soul into coaching you and helping you move from your A to your B. And but I do want you to stay to the end to get this. I'll stay on time. It's 7:07 right now, and I promise you we should be done right around 7:45 to get you out of here. And I'm going to say Merry Christmas to you. Hope you and your family have a great Christmas. So let's get this party started. I'm going to start with some questions. I got 4 big questions for you. Most likely the reason you're here tonight. Number 1, my guess is many of you on this webinar tonight don't have a talent problem. You are incredibly talented. You are very skilled at what it is you do. You are just really good. That's not your problem. You don't have a talent problem. You have a marketing and distribution problem. Okay. You don't have a talent problem. You're good, man. You're good. If that's you, and right out of the gate, I'm talking to you, just type in the chat, man. That's me. That's me. I don't have a talent problem. I know my talent. I know what I'm good at. I know it's something very valuable in the world, and you don't have a talent problem. Boom. Now we know what the problem is. You have a marketing problem. You have a distribution problem. You may have a packaging problem. You may have of taking what it is you have and putting it out into the marketplace so that people know you have it. Okay. It's one thing to be a person of interest to a small number of people. It's another thing to be a person of interest to millions of people. Okay. So number 1 question is, maybe you don't have a talent problem. You have a marketing problem. And that's why you're here. You just can't become known and famous. Number 2, you should be playing on a bigger stage than what you're currently playing on. Deep within you, right? I've spoken on stages before, and then I've seen people speaking on stages making $100,000, $200,000 to speak on a stage. And I'm like, man, come on, man. I know I should be operating at a higher level than this. And it goes back to problem number 1. You ain't got a talent problem. Listen to me talking Southern. You don't have a talent problem. You got a marketing problem. So number 2 problem is related to number 1 problem. You should be playing at a bigger level, but for some reason, you're just not on that bigger level. And it could be because more people don't know you, right? You don't need more money. You need more people. You need more eyeballs. You need more views. You need more, right? You need more people to know what it is you have. Number 3, probably reason you're here tonight is you're just tired of hitting the same numbers over and over and over. You've kind of hit that ceiling of complexity. Now, if you said to me in 2022, I want to make more money, this is in direct proportion to the number of people who know you. The income you're making is in direct proportion to 2 things. 1, your skill level, and 2, your famous factor. Okay. So if you say I'm capped at an income level, coach, I'm making 50, 60, 70, 80,000, I'm making $1 million a year, I'm making $3 million a year, but I'd like to make 10 million. If you're talented, this is only capped by one thing, man. It's not capped by your talent. It's capped by the number of people who know you. that you are uniquely known by. See, in the old days, you had to be in the movies to be famous. You had to be on a stage to be famous. You had to be, right? You had to be an entertainer to be famous. You had to be a celebrity to be famous. In today's world, you can become known and valuable and famous all because you have a very incredible skill and you are distributing that skill to millions of people. Maybe you make people laugh. Maybe you help them see their future. Maybe you have connection. Maybe you can solve problems for them. So the third reason you're here tonight, in my opinion, if I'm talking to you, just give me a yes or an amen or a plus, is I'm tired of hitting the same goals, man. I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired of underperforming. Okay. And the fourth reason you could be here tonight is that you're tired of chasing business. You see, I actually wrote this book, Person of Interest, okay, which is free at my website. Chris, you can maybe post that in there. You pay the $9.95 for the shipping, but it's free. So I actually wrote this book, folks, because I was tired of chasing business. I was tired of getting old advice about how to grow a business, hand out business cards, call 100 people a week, join the local chamber of commerce. And I'm like, look, man, I'm tired of this. I don't want to chase. Chasing anything sucks, man. Okay. And what I want to do is I want to build a business that is attracting large numbers of people to me. Okay. I want to become, I remembered something the great Jim Rohn said, right? The great philosopher Jim Rohn. He said, to attract other people, we must become attractive. And it's not in how handsome you are or how beautiful you are. It is actually in what kind of energy you put out to the marketplace. Okay. What kind of energy which says, I'm open for business. I can help you. I have a skill that can solve your problem. Okay. So those are the four reasons I think you came to the webinar tonight. Number one, you don't have a talent problem. Number two, you know you should be playing at a higher frequency. Number three, you are tired of hitting the same goals and numbers every year. Okay. And number four, you are tired of chasing business, which is why I wrote the book, Person of Interest. Remember the saying, to become attractive, to attract other people, we must become attractive. Okay. Now, why should you become a person of interest, right? And a lot of people ask me, just so you know, every person that I'm personally coaching or have coached that is earning over $500,000 of personal income, they all say the same thing to me. Coach, you help me become a person of interest. Okay. Now let me say that again. Out of all the people I coach, of all the people my company helps, thousands of people a month, the people that are earning above 500,000 all say the same thing. Out of all of your concepts, the concept that helped me move the needle the most to get to this income level was person of interest. Once I got that, I began to attract opportunity, leads, people, money, deals, partnerships. Once I raised my person of interest score, boom, the business took off like crazy. So why should you be a person of interest? I'm going to give you 5 reasons for really digging into this concept, and not just tonight, but really going deeper with me, really getting in a room with me, really going through the process with me. Not just, if there's one thing you can learn in 2022, you learn this one thing, it changes everything for you. I promise you. Okay. And just really, I want you to commit to this process of learning and becoming this. Okay. So number one reason for becoming a person of interest is it positions you as the buyer versus the seller. I believe in most transactions, okay, most transactions, that the buyer actually has an advantage over the seller. Okay. The buyer has the resources. The buyer is making the decision. Okay. The buyer has the money. The seller is trying to sell the product or service. So the question becomes, if the buyer has the advantage, how do you become the buyer? Okay. And that is true in almost every scenario. Hey, unless you're going shopping for a G-Wagon. Okay. And then the seller has an advantage over the buyer because there's no deals to be made. right? There's limited supply, there's high demand, there's no leverage. Okay. And so when you're thinking about this, the question becomes, how do you become the buyer? This is the big question to ask yourself. How do you have the leverage in a transaction? I just want you to think about that question for a second. The only way you become the buyer versus the seller is to become so valuable and have something that is so unique, so rare, so in demand that you actually get to name what your price is, what your terms are, right? You have the leverage in the relationship. You are now the buyer versus the seller. Okay, imagine being the number one heart surgeon in the world. Imagine being the number one hedge fund person in the world. Imagine being the number one real estate person in the world. Imagine being the number one insurance person in the world. Imagine being so good and so talented that people from all over the world are willing to pay lots of money to work with you because you have created so much value for them. See, this is a direct proportion to your income. The income you're making is in direct proportion to the value you create. Okay, so I've got to get you thinking, how do I come from a position of strength? And the way to come from a position of strength is you have something incredibly valuable that other people need. They don't just want it, or they may want it, but they actually want it and they need it, or they think they need it, right? So number one, the reason you got to do this, man, is it positions you as the buyer versus just out there peddling and trying to sell and trying to convince and trying to manipulate and trying to beg people to buy your services. Okay, this is a reason. This is a big reason to become a person of interest. You're the best. You're the best, right? I was working with a trainer today. I think he's on here. And I said, man, if you position yourself, if you were Tim Grover and you went to Grover for training, wouldn't you expect Grover to be expensive after he's worked with Jordan and Kobe Bryant and Dwayne Wade and he has 13 championship rings? Wouldn't you expect when you went to him that he would be expensive versus just an average trainer or a person out there doing fitness training? Yes, because he has positioned himself as an expert, which puts him in a position to be a buyer versus a seller. Number two, when you become a person of interest, this may be my favorite one, you attract large amounts of opportunity in the door. And I'm going to write a book on this at some point. Mike Dole on my team is on here with me tonight. And I want you to remind me, Mike, to write this book called How to Run an Opportunity Brokerage. See, I am in the business of brokering opportunity. Okay. I'm an entrepreneur, which is a person that takes low-level resources to high levels of productivity. I am in the insurance space with an insurance agency. I own a percentage of a CRM company. I own millions of dollars of real estate around the country, right? I am in the business of we're opening greatness factory, strategic partners, raising capital, making big plays, making big moves. Well, when people come to me and they say, man, I want to make big moves. Coach, I want to be involved in a lot of things, man. I want to buy millions of dollars of real estate and I want to do this and I want to fly on private jets and I want to do, I'm like, look, man, you don't need more money. You need more people. When you become a person of interest, there's going to be deals and people that are going to bring opportunity to you that you are that right. It's just going to show up every day. When you become a person of interest and you're in demand and you have these 7 ingredients I'm going to get to, there's going to be so many deals you can't even get to all of them. I was talking to people in Dubai today. We're coaching people in Bolivia, Singapore, London, Miami, California, New York City. Folks, I grew up in a town of less than 2,500 people, less than 10,000 people in the whole county. Right? If I can do it, you can do it. So number two, right? You want to be in the business of brokering opportunity. When you become a person of interest, you raise your POI score, opportunity comes in the door. You don't have to go chasing it. It comes in the door every day. Comes in the door every day. Oh man, we're going to start an insurance agency. Boom. Oh, we're going to do something in mortgage. Boom. Oh, we're going to raise capital. Boom. Oh, we're going to go over and do this. Boom. You ain't got to go looking for it. It's going to come looking for you, man, because people are going to want to partner with you because of the energy and skill you bring. Number three. Okay. Number three. This is a big one. I took all my notes tonight on paper. I got Remarkables and iPads, and I said, man, I'm pulling out an old-fashioned piece of paper and doing this. Now, number 3, when you become a person of interest, you know what your free prize is. This is the one thing that separates you from everybody else, okay? When you're a person of interest, you have found what makes you unique. You have packaged what makes you unique. You have marketed and distributed what makes you unique through multiple channels. You then monetize what makes you unique, because what you're really selling, don't miss this, what you're selling is that unique skill that solves a big problem for other people. So you are separated, right? I was doing a big call today with a major insurance company that has 11,000 agents. And they said, tell us about your background. And I said, man, this is my background. This is who I studied under. This is what I was. I was a real basketball coach. I really won championships. I really engineered people. I didn't just read a book. I didn't just show up one day. I spent a decade learning how to take people from all walks of life, all socioeconomic backgrounds, rich, poor, in between, one parent, two parents, no parents. Spent a year in 4 years in the prison system, rehabilitating maximum security offenders. Like, man, all of this, I said, this is really what separates me from those other people, man. What I have learned from all of these experiences and all of the coaches and all of the breakdowns and all of the breakthroughs has uniquely positioned me to help you in this way. Think of this. Your past helps me build my future. Your past helps me build my future. Okay. Keep remembering that. People of interest package that past up and they leverage that past. See, you are uniquely qualified to help me in an area. So number 3, separates you. Number 4 comes back to my saying, man, you don't need more money. You need more people. Anything you can do to get in front of people is what you should be doing. Should you be doing webinars? Of course. Should you be writing books? Of course. Should you be doing podcasts? Of course. Should you be on TikTok? Of course. I don't even know what I'm doing on TikTok, but I'm on there coaching and trying to figure it out. Should you be on anything that puts you in front of people? I don't care what you do for a living. And the answer is yes. Yes, you should, okay? Because you don't need more money, you need more people. Being a person of interest puts you in front of large amounts of people. And in today's world, okay, if I do a video and it has 1,000 views, let's just say, or 2,000 or 10,000 or 100,000, could I take 1,000 meetings in a day face to face? No. I see social media as a way. Right now, there's 80 people on here. There's 70 comments. There's another X number of people watching on Facebook. There'll be another X number of 1,000 people watch on YouTube. We'll chop it up and put it into little segments. We'll push it out to the marketplace. That gives me a chance to reach more people. So that the unit of time, 45 minutes, could be seen by thousands of people. Okay, so this is very important. You don't need more money, you need more people. And number 5, before we get into the ingredients, becoming famous solves so many problems for you. Okay, becoming famous, which means known, renowned, celebrated, solves so many problems for you that you can't even imagine. Now, it creates some problems because more money, more problems, more famous, more problems. You're going to have more problems, folks. And if that scares you, then you probably don't need to go down this route, because when you get more visibility, you're going to have more haters. You're going to have more people that are against you. It's human nature to have people against you when you become more known. That means you're doing something, man. Okay. If you don't have anybody hating on you, probably a good indicator that you're not doing anything. Okay. Now, those are the reasons you need to become a person of interest. Okay. Now, hear me now. Believe me later. Hear me now. Thank me later. Okay. Trust me. Okay. For the people who are serious on this call tonight, you want to earn over $500,000. Some of you are in front of 30 people a week. You're never going to earn $500,000 unless those 30 people are billionaires, which is possible, but typically you got to go through a lot of duds to find the studs. I don't know who's going to walk in that door. I don't know who's going to come in via email. All I can do is put out content that positions me as a person of interest. Okay. Now we're having fun, folks. 7:25. We're having fun right here. So if you got questions, please type those in the chat box. I am seeing those. Chris, if you'll just make sure you continue to communicate with people that type in, I'm going to keep on going and get in a good rhythm here so I can coach tonight. Now, let's get into these ingredients. 25 years of studying people. Right now, I'm reading 3 books on billionaires. I personally have known billionaires. I haven't coached a billionaire, but I've coached several companies that were owned by billionaires. And so I've been able to observe, sit at the foot of a master, study under someone who's operating at a very high frequency. And basically what I've been doing, if you can see my notes, is codifying that. Okay. And codify. I don't think you can see it because of the image I got on there, but basically codification is the breaking down of a concept into chunks, into ways that other people can absorb and consume. And that's really my special skill set. So let's start off with these 7 ingredients. As we tackle these 7 ingredients, I actually want you to type in if this is a missing structure for you, because if you work on these 7 ingredients, as the great Jim Rohn said, you're going to become more attractive, right? You're going to attract more people to you. Okay. So there's 7 ingredients of a person of interest. And that's what I promised you tonight. So number 1, you don't just have knowledge of something. Okay. You have a very specified knowledge. Okay. You're not a generalist. You are a specialist at something. The people who become the biggest people of interest have a very specific knowledge. Okay. Now, as I've been studying these billionaires, because there's, short 20-minute documentaries on the billionaires, almost every one of them had one thing in common. They had access to some specialized knowledge when they were growing up. They studied under someone. They went to a specialized school. They were part of a secret society. They got access to information other people didn't get access to. Most people of interest have a very specialized knowledge set. Okay. My knowledge set is in building competitive intelligence, activating the prey drive in a person. It's based on your education, write this down, and your experiences. Your specific knowledge is based on your education and your experiences. So, i.e., you know something that other people don't know. You have a knowledge set that other people don't have. Okay, so I want you to think about this. I'm looking around for a real estate professional who has a special knowledge in how to do 1031 exchanges. I'm looking for a certain tax accountant who has a specialized knowledge of the tax code. I'm looking for a coach who has a very special skill set in teaching me how to do something. It's not general, right? The general practitioner doctor maybe makes 150 grand a year. The heart surgeon, which is a specialist, makes $1 million a year. Okay. Now take it to another level. The number one heart surgeon maybe make 10 million a year. So I want you to get real clear, right? And the best way to say it is, man, based on your unique past and your unique experiences and your unique education, whether formal or informal, you have cultivated a niche, or as they say, a niche. You've formulated a niche. You know something other people don't know. And because of that, you're a person of interest. I was sitting the other night with dinner in Nashville at the 1230 Club, Justin Timberlake's place. And one of my clients has become an absolute freaking monster as it relates to cryptocurrency. And it was fascinating what he knew. It was fascinating how deep he studied it. It was fascinating, right? Like I was like, oh my gosh, man, you have an incredible knowledge of this. And it was interesting to me. It made him interesting to me. The opposite of interesting is boring. You don't have a knowledge. You got a basic knowledge. You got a general knowledge. That's not interesting, man. What's interesting is, man, you have a very specific, a specified knowledge. You are a specialist, not a generalist. That's number one. Skill set number two, you have an impeccable skill. All right. Now let's tie these together. You got unique knowledge, specific knowledge, and you got impeccable skill. Money doesn't buy you freedom, folks. Skills buys you freedom. So I want you to think of it like this. Your unique skill solves some problem in the world. Okay. You have a very specific skill. So Matt Morris, health coaching would not be specific enough. A specific skill is I have a unique knowledge and a very specific skill with how to connect with the person, disarm people, overcome their limiting beliefs, get them into a program that helps them typically lose between 30 and 200 pounds, whatever. See, don't be vague. Okay. Notice I don't say I'm just a coach. I am positioned as the leading authority in the world in the activation of prey drive and helping people become people of interest. Okay. Now, here's what I'm telling you. The skill has got to solve a big problem for another person. The bigger the problem, the more money people will pay to solve that problem. Okay. So get real specific. This is a skill that I have. Okay. You may have 100 skills, but that's called a success trap. I want to know the impeccable skill you have. Connection is a skill. Disarming people is a skill. Helping people produce revenue is a skill. Closing is a skill. Taking complicated things and making it simple is a skill. Folks, when I ask people what their talents are, skills, most of them are very vague. I'm a people person. I got a great personality. I'm a hard worker. No. Those are generic skills. Lots of people are good people. Listen, I know a lot of broke people with good personalities, folks. I know a lot of broke people who's got great people skills. Okay. There is more to this equation to really generate big time money and become an interesting person, man. You got to have a very specific skill. This is why in the military, Navy SEALs, specific skills. Green Berets, specific skills. Special ops, special skills. They do not have generic skills. It's like I'm the person that goes in to do this. And there is nobody better. I'm not saying it from a braggadocious way, but from a confident perspective. I want you to think, man, right? And people don't want to skill up right here. They don't want to practice. They don't want to role play. They don't want anybody to test them. They don't want to get coaching. Folks, think about athletes. Think about how much the athletes work on their skill, right? Why don't business people understand this? If you want to make more money, you got to skill up, man. You got to become a skillionaire. Okay. You got to get better. You can't be average with your skills. So I look at some people and I go, man, skills are not strong enough. You got weak skills. Therefore, you're not a person of interest. Okay. Getting a person on the phone takes a skill. Getting a person to say yes takes a skill. Quickly articulating your value takes a skill. So I want you to think about it this way. Your skill solves my problem. If I got a big problem, you got a great skill. How do you use your skill to solve a bigger problem? And that is where the big money is. Okay. All right. Number 3 ingredient of people of interest. Okay. Number 3 is you got a big prey drive. And you say, well, that's a given, coach. No, it's not given for a lot of people. The kind of prey drive I'm talking about, to be a person of interest, is an insatiable desire to become known in the world, to do something big, to do whatever it takes. Okay. When I'm talking prey drive, I'm just talking about you. I'm not talking about you can get yourself motivated in the mornings. I am talking about you can't stop and you won't stop until you get from A to B. You have the drive. You are willing to make the sacrifices. And I put in my notes, you got a big because goal. You got a big because goal. I don't know where it happened in my life that I made up my mind. I said, man, I'm gonna become famous. I'm going to become known for something. I'm going to create greatness factories, success schools. I'm going to write best-selling books. I'm going to win championships. Like, I don't know where that started. Maybe when I was a child, maybe through the exposure I got to Covey at 18, maybe who knows when it started. When for you, but then that's easy. A lot of people say they want to become famous when they grow up. Very few actually become famous. Some become infamous, right? But very few. Like this is like this is why it's impressive that a person that says they want to be president of the United States actually goes on to do it. A person that says they're going to build $1 billion company actually does it. A person that says they're going to write best-selling books actually does it. A person that says they're going to do something. This is so big because you may have a specific knowledge. You may have an impeccable skill. But when I tell you what it's really going to take for you to go there and you to actually do, and how inconvenienced are you willing to be? How early are you willing to get up? How late are you willing to stay? How many weekends are you willing to be on the road? How many times Facebook Lives are you willing to do? How many times are you willing to do things you don't want to do? See, this is when I put big because goals are these big reasons you do something. I'm going to become wealthy because I was poor as a kid. I'm going to help millions of people because nobody helped me. I'm going to do something famous from a small town because people don't think. See, these are big because goals. Okay. I'm going to become known because I believe this is the way to really help people. The more known you are, the more people you can help. Mother Teresa was well known. Martin Luther King Jr. was well known. People that do big things are well known. They're known in the world, right? So the persistence it takes and the toughness and intensity it takes to be a person of interest. I have never met a lazy person of interest. And as I coach people and they tell me, oh, I want to be the number one person. I'm like, no, you don't. Man, I watch your behavior. I watch what time you come in. I watch what time you leave. I watch what you study when you're not here. I watch all of these things. Like, I'm not convinced that you want to be a person. The kind of people I know that are people of interest, the Cardones, the Ed Miletts, the Grovers, the Stories, the Sean Whalens, the people you look up to, these people are animals. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, they are freaking animals, man. When you study the hedge fund billionaires and you study the people that run for major politics, these people are animals, man. I'm talking like can't stop, won't stop, right? And if you don't have that in you, that prey drive in you, then I think it's going to be hard for you to be a person of interest. There's too much inconvenience in it, man. There's just too much inconvenience in it, and most people will not go there. Most people are in relationships where their wife or husband won't let them go there, or they won't let them work after hours, or they don't understand the importance of it. Okay, listen. When me and my wife made this decision for us to go pro, it's like, man, we're going all the way. It's going to come with a lot of sacrifices, a lot of late nights, a lot of webinars at 7 p.m. and me leaving at 4 in the morning and me being gone on the weekends. And man, are we committed to this, to helping lots of people? Because our ability to help people has got to overcome our ability for comfort, man. Some of you are so interested in comfort, you can't help people because you don't want to do it on their time zone. You want to do it when it's convenient with you. And you can forget being a person of interest, man. Okay. When Oprah Winfrey called Robert Kiyosaki to be on her show to talk about Rich Dad Poor Dad, he was in Hawaii. He said, when do you want me to be there? You know when she said? Tomorrow. I want you to be here tomorrow. You're going to be on my show tomorrow. You know what he said? You ain't got time to prepare, folks. If you ain't the real deal, you ain't got time to prepare to get across, right? Like tomorrow, you got to get on a plane and get to Chicago to be on the Oprah Winfrey show. That's it. And this could change your whole life. You don't have a chance to prepare. It's game time, baby. That's pre-drive. All right. So now we got 4 down. I want to stop right there. And I want you to tell me, out of those 4, which one do you struggle with the most? Chris, this is great research for us. I want you to type in where you struggle the most. Is it specific knowledge? Is it impeccable skill? Is it high prey drive? Oh, actually, we got three. We don't have four yet. We got three. Out of those three, what struggle bus you on? Which one are you struggling with, folks? Just type it in the chat box. With 99 people, 99 comments already come in. I'd love to see where you struggle. Okay. Play drive. That's right. Pray drive. Pray drive. Look at all these people saying pray drive. If you're on Facebook watching me tonight, type in where you struggle. What struggle bus you ride? Thank you, Mr. Perry. Okay, I just want you to look, Snapper. Thank you for that, for all the people that are watching this. See, this tells us what we really need, where we need to go to work. Because until we have these basic tenets of a person of interest, see, think knowledge, skill, desire, and I'm about to move into the next one, confidence. Knowledge, skill, desire, confidence. The fourth ingredient of big time people of interest from the 7 is a contagious confidence. Okay, I wrote a book on this called Swag. That book is also free at my website. So Chris, if you want to post that book on here tonight, I wrote a book called Swag because at 25 years old, I lost every bit of my confidence. I placed all of my confidence in the hands of another person. It didn't go well. Lost all of my confidence. Then I said, man, I ain't never doing that again. I'm going to become one of the top people in the world at confidence. Confidence is the one thing that affects everything. All 7 billion people on planet Earth, it affects. So I want to put an adjective in front of this. It's not just confidence. Well, there's a lot of people that are confident. People of interest have a contagious confidence. Okay, a contagious confidence. Now, what does that mean? Boldness. Bold. Okay, they're bold, man. People of interest have got a big boldness about them. They're going all the way. So when it comes to confidence, confidence is the memory of success. It is an internal knowing that you can create or manifest. Here's a confidence, a distribution of your talent to the world, and the world telling you back, man, you're good. Man, you are good. And the more you do that and the more feedback you get and the better you are, guess what? The world keeps telling you, boom, you're good. Man, boom, you're good. Boom, you're really good. Boom. Next thing you know, taking it all away, baby. I'm going to become the number 1 person in the world at this. So the fourth ingredient is contagious confidence, but not just contagious confidence. People of interest are bold. They take big moves. They move at big levels, right? They're risk takers. We're intrigued. Elon Musk is going to pay 11. He put on Twitter, he's going to pay $11 billion in taxes. Right? Listen, he sells PayPal, makes a fortune, takes every bit of the money and puts it into Tesla and SpaceX. Now, how bold is that? Most people would have made a fortune off PayPal, took it to the house, said, I'm out. No. I'm going to take it all and I'm going to put it in over here. And Tesla almost goes broke, right? They were just like a week or 2 away from completely going out of business. That's bold, man. That's why people think the dude's a genius, because he's bold. Okay. 11 billion in taxes. That's interesting. All right. I told you 7:45, but maybe I may go a few extra minutes if you'll bear with me. Okay. I'm getting excited here. I got, that's 4. I got 3 more. Okay. Now, next one. People of interest have an attractive energy about them. And in the book, I call this likability. There's something about you I really like. You got a good energy. You are open. You're inviting. You're not closed. I very seldom see closed-minded people of interest. Just think about the people of interest I named tonight. Bradley, Grant Cardone, John Maxwell, John Wooden, these Ed Milet. Do you think these people are closed off? No. They have an attractive energy, right? They're open. They know how to be agreeable. They know how to smile. They know how to connect. They know how to care about people. They know how to move the needle. They know how to deal with conflict. They know how to go out into the marketplace and say, listen to the words I'm about to use, man, because this ain't even in my notes. This is bonus material. I am putting off the impression of increase. You can't give away what you don't possess, man. Okay. If you're a scarcity thinker, you can't put off an impression of increase to the market. Okay. That's straight out of Wallace D. Wattles, The Science of Getting Rich. There's a chapter, I think chapter 14 of that book, called Impression of Increase. People of interest put off to the market that I'm a person of advancement. I'm moving, man. I'm shaking. I got an energy and I'm going places, right? Get on board or get out of the way because we're going. That is attractive. Good energy is attractive. Good mojo is attractive. Can't be a person of interest with a bad attitude. Bad attitudes make for hard lives. People of interest, open, inviting. This means they get this concept. I see some of you go to events, you don't talk to anybody. You don't circulate. You don't know how to turn it on. You don't know how to have a good energy. You don't know how to, right? You don't know how to do, you literally don't know how to do this, which is why in success schools for kids, they have to get 3 phone numbers of people at the success school. They have to learn how to communicate. They learn how to get their head up, make eye contact, shake a hand. What schools are they teaching? Where in school are they teaching this, folks? I went to college for 9 years. They never even taught me any of these things. 3 degrees. They never taught me how to have a good energy, how to bounce back when I've been knocked down, how to, right? Okay. So just remember this. Okay. Now, so I got attractive energy. Now here's the last 2. Then I'll take some questions. I'm going to give you an opportunity to spend a day with me learning this person of interest strategy, or if we can help you in another way to package and market your collateral through our Person of Interest Academy, our famous factory, I'm calling it, then we certainly want to help you become known. Okay. Now, some of you are asking, will it be recorded? The answer is yes. Will it be sent out? The answer is yes. So don't panic about that. We will get the recording back out to you, and almost all of my things at some point go to YouTube as well. All right, 2 big things. Save these for last. If you're going to be a person of interest, you got to have an influencer network. In the book, I called this deep networks. Deep networks. Okay. I have since evolved this. I am now saying you need entrenched networks with deep influencers. These are not just normal cats who have a few good friends. My network of people who are operating at a high frequency. I'm coaching Jay Kinder, Al Stasic, who are incredible guys. They have a downline of 8,000 or 9,000 people. Doug Wood with Optavia, downline of thousands of people. Today I was on with Symmetry and Quility, 11,000 insurance agents. Like you need to understand this concept. The key to the many is to the one. My goal every day is to add value. Boom, boom, to key influencers. How can I help you? How can I serve you? How can I help your team? How can I move you from A to B? So a good percentage of my time is spent spending time with these influencers. See, some of you don't have the networks you need. You don't have the people to call, right? I was on the phone with Doug Wood today. We're talking about me doing something big for him and up to 2,000 coaches coming up. You don't have influential networks. Now, this is a sign that you're not creating enough value in the marketplace. If you can't get people on the phone, if you're constantly talking to people who don't have resources or can't do a deal, folks, you need to get a new network. You got to up your game so other people can see interest and value in you, which means, right? Well, here's what people are saying to you in a nice way, man. You don't bring enough value. I don't understand why I should be in relationship with you. Can't understand what skill you have. I don't know what problem you're going to solve for me. I see you as a generalist versus a specialist. All people are doing are putting you in a low status position. That's what people are doing when they don't take your phone call. They're putting you in a low status position. There's a guy I've been trying to get in touch with, and he hasn't taken my call, and I sent him the renderings of the new Greatness Factory, the first level today. He sent me back. Now that's cool. Here's the deal, man. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going until I do something so big. See, here's your concept. Do something so big they can't ignore you. Become so good other people can't ignore you. Become so good that even the haters admire you, right? Like here's the deal. Understand the power of a network. And network is not handing out business cards. Network is adding value to people's lives. The key to the many is to the one. They introduce you to their whole group. It's called new associations. You get to know me, I introduce you to the Monster Nation, thousands of people. I support you, I endorse you. You're right there with me. These are power sources, means or sources for supplying energy. That's what a powerful person is, a means or source for supplying energy. Stay close to power sources. I can't see how many people that don't get this. They get close to low energy sources. Like gravitate toward like. Power wants to be around power. A players want to be around other A players. Folks, get it together. If you're going to be a person of interest, you got to build influential networks. Now, the final ingredient of the 7 ingredients tonight of being a person of interest is connectivity. And I'm going to talk about a special type of connectivity called agape love. This is not, I'm not a frou-frou person. I'm really tough-minded. So when I started studying agape love, I was studying it because I had a coach. I have a coach right now that's coaching me in connection, deeper connection to people, intrinsic validation, listening and understanding people, helping people play at a higher level. And people are always looking for silver bullet. How do I become known? How do I become famous? How do I do this? How do I make more money? Folks, every study in the world comes back to one word of how you advance: deep connection to other people. That is called agape love. It is a high sense of awareness for who you are and other people and what they need. It is a deep love for another person. Og Mandino, when he met another person, even whether they knew it or not, told himself internally, I love you. Every person he came in contact with, that's the first thing he said, I love you. Okay, no judgment, I love you. Okay, that's what he told himself internally. If you practice that, when you meet people tomorrow, man, I love you. You ain't got to say it out loud. You say it to yourself. You listen and you observe and you connect with people. Now, what happens is they tell you, how's it going today? Man, I had a rough day. Most people go, yeah, me too. Good luck with that. Good luck with your bad day. See, a person that understands connection would say, hey, tell me about that. Tell me why you're having a bad day. How can I serve you? How can I help you? People of interest have a very high connection. This cannot be duplicitous. It cannot be fake. The physiology of attraction. Actually, I can feel when you actually care about me. I can feel when you're faking it. I can feel when you're saying one thing but doing another. I bet you have a person in your mind right now. Like one person came to my mind. They tell me, good job, coach. I'm proud of you, coach. Like you're doing good. But deep within, I can sense in my physiology, they're not happy for me. They're saying that out of obligation. Like they feel like they should say that to me because it's the right thing to say. They don't really care about me. Either there's a competitiveness there, there's a negative spirit there. And to me, that lowers their person of interest score because it's like, man, I don't think it's real. I don't think it's genuine. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's agape. So when I wrote this down tonight, I used to say connectivity is you could connect anybody, anywhere, anytime. That's too generic. I want you to think people of interest have this deep awareness of people everywhere they go, and they connect to those people. They connect to their hearts, their minds, their spirits. They are really, really good at this concept of connection. Okay. Now, these are the ingredients of people of interest. So, based on those next ingredients, contagious confidence, attractive energy, likability, influential networks, and connection, where do you think you struggle the most with these ingredients? Which ingredients do you think you're missing out of these ingredients? Just take a second right now and put into the chat box. Okay, great. And thank you for participating. Nice. Okay. Thank you, Snapper. Sean, Chris, okay, good. Jason Wheeler, good. Okay. Brian King, I see that. Now, if we were at a workshop with each other, and I'm coming down the home stretch, so just stick with me for just a minute. I got something real important to tell you. If you were at a workshop here at my lodge, and I put this up on the board, and you saw this visual, knowledge, skill, desire, confidence, likability, networks, connection, you would be able to go boom, boom, boom. That's what I need. To attract other people, we must become attractive. What makes us attractive is we have something valuable that other people want. I want that life. I want those skills. I want that confidence. I want that connection. I want that boldness. See that? See, when other people start going, man, this is what I want. This is what I need right there. I need that dude's boldness. I need her confidence. I need his networks, right? Boom, my person of interest score goes up because I'm now acquiring these ingredients. Now, the purpose of this tonight is to show you the 7 core ingredients that I've studied for the last 20 years. I continue to, boom, go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. It's not just this, it's this, right? And I'm studying people of interest. What made this person, right? They got all 7 of these, by the way. Most people have all 7 of these ingredients. If you have 4, but you don't have the other 3, it's like cooking a recipe, man, and missing some of the ingredients. It ain't gonna work, right? It ain't gonna work, folks. It's like he's missing these things right there. He's got knowledge and skill, but he don't have prey drive. He's got prey drive, but he don't have confidence. He's got confidence, but he don't have any networks. He's got networks, but he don't have any skills. Everybody see this? You got to put it all together, man. You got to put it all together. Now, here's the good news for you folks. You may be thinking, oh, man, this is, I don't have Coach Burt's communication skills. He started early in life as a coach. I've got all these struggles. I'll never be able to figure this out. I'll never be able to become a person of interest. You may be having those thoughts tonight. He's got baldness. That's right. You know, here's the good news. You don't have to figure this out on your own. Me and my team, who are highly trained, skilled people, are going to help you. We're going to help you figure this out. Okay. We're going to help you find, package, market, and monetize. We're going to help you figure this journey out. Okay. And tonight is really in preparation. I am in the preparation stage for a one-day event I'm doing on January the 14th here at my lodge. It's going to be live. You can come in the room and spend the day with me, or you can watch virtually with me. But I am going to be breaking down. Okay, this is only one component of person of interest. This first part is just figuring out what you got. Okay, then we got to figure out how to package what you have. That is anything the consumer can feel, touch, taste, or see. Then we got to look at our marketing and distribution centers. How do we distribute it? And then we got to figure out how to make money with it, what's called the fundamental relationship. So if you're out there and you're serious about this, folks, this day is like $297 if you're in person. It's only, I don't know, 197 or 97. I think it's 97 virtually. This will be some of the best investment you have ever made to learn this concept. If you've been through it once, I would tell you to go through it again because it's getting better and better and better. Every time I teach it, I go deeper. So as you go into 2022, you may say, man, I just got to get this right. This is my year. This is a new start. This is a new beginning for me. I am now ready to step into my destiny. I am now ready to become what I was supposed to become. Folks, I knew I was destined to be on big stages, to do big things in the world. Now it's just a matter of getting the training and the coaching and the skills to go do it. So I'm inviting everybody on this call. Okay. The lodge is outside of Nashville, Tennessee. It's 35 minutes from Nashville. I have a beautiful 8,000 square foot lodge. I have a beautiful 54-person training facility. Uh, Everybody who comes here says it's a transformational experience. It gets you out of the grind. I'm doing it on a Friday. If you want to come into Nashville and spend the weekend in Nashville, Tennessee, one of the hottest cities in the world, this will change your life. Tonight, we covered one component. There's a whole mechanism in place. There's a whole big thing to this person of interest score. Now, let me ask you this question. I want to challenge you. If I told you in the beginning, and if you're taking action tonight, just type in there, just type into the chat box that I'm in. I'll be there virtually or I'll be there in person. Just type into the chat box. I'm in, coach. I'll be there. I want to know who's coming. Chris, give them a shout out for the people who jump in and commit. Because like I said, man, it's $97 or $197, okay, or $397. I mean, it's at a great price point for you to really, really go serious. So look at all the people that are coming. Josh, Jacinia, thank you. Chad Free, okay, good. $297 in person, good. All right, so look, under $300, folks, to be in person. James, good. Thank you for that. Angela, thank you. Can't wait to see you guys in person or virtually if you can't come. It's going to be a game changer, man. I'm telling you, I promise you this concept. So I want to leave with this challenge, man. I tell people this because I'm a coach. Thank you, Michael. I'm a coach and I like to say this. Look, we can have this talk today or we could have it 1 year from today. If we were sitting here on December 31st of 2022 and your business exploded and your life exploded, and opportunities coming in, Chris Chandler, and people are coming in like you can't imagine from everywhere. And you're manifesting your dreams and your visions and everything. And you become the person of interest. What would have to happen for you to do that, man? What would have to happen for you to get serious about it? I'm telling you, this is what's got to happen. You got to get in the room and learn the methodology. Some of you need help with packaging and we'll help you with packaging. Some of you need help with marketing. We'll help you with marketing. Some of you need help with monetization. We will help you with monetization, but don't go another year. Don't sit on the sidelines any longer, man. I can't help you till you commit to something. And once you commit, I'm not going to let you fail. So I want to thank you guys for joining me tonight. This has been an incredible workshop. If you have questions for me, I will take questions for just a few minutes. I have kept you over 18 minutes and I apologize about that, but man, I went so deep in the concept. I really wanted you to get these 7 ingredients and I really wanted to see who's committed, who's in, who's going to be joining me on January 14th, who's going to get serious about this, man, who's going to get in the game and get off the sideline, man, who's going to become that person of interest, who's going to make the $500,000. That's what I'm interested in. Okay. So if you come, thank you tonight. If you have questions for me, I'd be happy to take any questions. Okay, I've got a question here. Hello, Coach Micheal. Which books are you reading in regards to building a big business? Right now, I'm reading Masters of Scale. That's one book I'm reading, Masters of Scale. I'm also listening to Super Founders and a book called Beyond a Million by Jim Dew. Okay, Lori, thank you. Look forward to seeing you. Okay, so those are the books I'm reading, typically reading 5 to 10 books at a time, but I'm digging into Super Founders. Also about to read $100 Million Offers by Alex Hermosi to prepare for an event I'm doing in February. Okay, so those are the books that I'm reading. Okay, thank you. Mary Lee, Laura King, Tammy Conrad, Sean Salas. Man, look at all these folks that are going to be here. Incredible. Incredible. I can't wait to see you either in person or that. How am I able to properly identify these qualities in others to help grow my team? Great question. Once you know the formula, Alexandris, once you know the formula that I'm teaching you tonight, you will then be able to help people with the formula. Um, when I'm coaching people, I am looking at them through the person of interest lens. Do they have knowledge? Do they have skill? Do they have desire? Do they have confidence? That tells me where they need help. So typically, when I give them the framework, they recognize where they need the most help. So great question there. All right, next question. Prey drive seems aggressive. Prey drive is not an aggressive concept. Prey drive is an instinct to see something with the eyes or in the mind and have the persistence and intensity to pursue it. An animal does have a prey drive, like a dog has a prey drive. It is the ability to stalk, capture, and kill prey. But I am saying in humans, it is basically a deep motivation in you to pursue something. It is activated. And this is what I'm writing a book on called Flip the Switch. Kelly Eisler, how do we activate a drive in you to help you go pursue your dreams and goals? Think bigger. So think of prey drive as a deep motivation. Okay. All right. Great questions, guys. Excited to see everybody too. Thank you so much, Joshua. Thank you. Internal drive. Okay. If you don't have any more questions for all the people that are on Facebook, thank you. Question here. Do you ever have a lull in your confidence? Here's what I would tell you. I asked Tim Grover that question, Jason. Did Michael Jordan ever lose his confidence? Did Kobe Bryant? Here's what he said. Big time producers very seldom lose their confidence. They do, however, get distracted. And I thought that was pretty interesting. He said they don't lose their confidence. Very seldom do I lose my confidence. Sometimes I get distracted. Sometimes I get bored. I don't get complacent much, although in some areas of life, maybe I get a little complacent and have to have that drive reactivated, but I very seldom lose my confidence. And that's because of years and years of skill development. The greater the confidence, the greater the skill, the greater the confidence. The greater the knowledge, the greater the confidence. Okay. The greater the boldness, the greater the confidence. The greater the networks, the greater the confidence. So if you want more confidence, go to work on your knowledge, go to work on your skill, go to work on your prey drive. Those things are related to confidence. Okay. There you go. Yep. Cool Springs is right down the road, probably 30 or 40 minutes. Connections. Matt Marsh, great question. There's a book called Relational Intelligence. That's a book I'm reading right now. Also, Today I Begin a New Day by Dave Blanchard. It's great with connection. Can a problem with connectivity affect the other 6 ingredients? 100%. Remember what I told you. If you are missing an ingredient, it can drastically affect the other ingredients. Okay. Imagine having knowledge, skill, and desire, but you're not likable, or you got a bad attitude. Nobody wants to help you. And I know real smart people who have real bad attitudes. They can't advance. They can't figure out how to make money. Your skill better be, you can get to the freaking moon if you got a bad attitude. You better be able to do something ridiculous. Okay. If you got a bad attitude. Sometimes bad attitude people, okay, are really good. Like Lane Kiffin, he comes across as a guy who doesn't have that great of an attitude. He's not that likable, but apparently the dude can coach, because where he goes, he wins. So I think you can compensate for likability, but connectivity, man, is real important to this equation. It's so critical to be able to communicate and connect with people. And that's why I think, that's just one of the big things. Okay. If the recipe calls for sugar, you can't put in salt. That's right. Okay. Iron sharpens iron. Yeah. What we're doing with kids, if you guys that are on here with these success schools with Kelly, is, man, we're trying to embed these ingredients. We're trying to teach these ingredients. Man, I want my daughter to learn how to be a person of interest early in life. I don't want her to struggle. I want her to really learn how to acquire these ingredients. So we've been working on likability, how to be agreeable. Man, it's incredible just to teach her and bring an awareness to her and to correct her when she's not doing these things. All right, guys, it's been an incredible night tonight. I want to thank you. I've had a full day of coaching, and so I'm going to take a break tonight. And once I get through, I think tomorrow I'm going to go seven days with no coaching to rejuvenate, get ready for the new year. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about January of next year. I'm going to bring the heat for you. January 14th, that is at the lodge. I'm doing it virtually. Okay. If you can't come in person, buy the virtual ticket, sit in there, man, and just be there with me. I'm telling you, it will change the game for you. Come in person if you can. You guys are awesome. Thank you to my team for being on here late tonight. I know it's close to Christmas. God bless you. We appreciate you. Go out there and be a person of interest. And you know what I say? Everybody needs a good coach in life, man. Thank you for letting me be yours. Have a good night, everybody. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Coming out for my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Coming out, follow my lead. Come